I have another week of meals to share with you in today's video, and I'm also going to be sharing tips on how to start your own prepper pantry. Welcome back to the Daily Connoisseur. My name is Jennifer, and in today's video I have another What's for Dinner week of meals where I share my meal plan with you as well as all of the dinners that I made this past week. After I share the dinners with you at the end of the video, I'm going to discuss tips on how you can build your own prepper pantry, so you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that. As with all of the dinner videos I do, check out the library cards down below and it shows you the timestamps for every meal that I'm going to be making. You can also see a list of the timestamps in the description box. I have my meal plan written down here on my list, and this week we had pastrami sandwiches and chili cheese fries, which is a copy of The Hat, which is a Southern California restaurant that Ben and I were just craving. I also made barbecue ribs, cream spinach, mac and cheese, and potato salad. I also made taco salad, split pea soup in the Instant Pot, shrimp scampi linguini, and I'm also going to talk you through how I make my homemade pizza because I'm getting a lot of questions about that. Before we jump into the dinners, I know that a lot of you are going to ask about this gorgeous scarf. This was designed by my friend Jun Hee over at Madame Chic. It is a Parisian silk scarf. She is such an artisan, and I will leave her website linked down below. All right, without further ado, let's jump into the meals. So I did a copycat recipe for one of our favorite fast food restaurants from The Hat. And this is going to be a pastrami sandwich and chili cheese fries. So as you can see here, I have grated some cheddar cheese off the block, and I'm just taking a hoagie roll and I'm putting some yellow mustard on it and some pastrami that I cooked on the stove so it's nice and hot. I'm placing some sliced pickles on that and some spicy pepperoncinis on the side. And as for the chili cheese fries, I made my French fries in the air fryer, and I showed how I did that in my last meals of the week video. And I'm just placing some chili on top that's been heated up and some cheddar cheese. You could also do some diced onions on this. This meal was so delicious, and it just really took care of our cravings for that particular week for The Hat. Next, I made barbecue ribs with cream spinach, mac and cheese, and potato salad. So I'm going to start off by preparing our ribs, and I just have a sweet and smoky barbecue rub that I picked up from the grocery store, and I'm going to rub that on both sides of the ribs. I'm placing them on this baking sheet and I'm tenting them here with aluminum foil. I'm going to bake them in the oven for 3 hours at 300 degrees. I learned this technique from Mandy in the Making, and I will leave her channel down below. As for the cream spinach, I'm just taking a gigantic pack of spinach and I'm just sauteing it here with some olive oil. I'm also showing you the homemade mac and cheese. I will show you my mac and cheese recipe in another video. This is my potato salad recipe, which I have shared on the channel before. I just have red onions and pickles in that. So once my spinach is sauteed down, and as you can see, it reduces quite a lot, I'm just going to take my spinach out, and you're going to want to press out all of the water. And into the same pan, I'm just eyeballing everything. I'm putting some cream cheese, some heavy cream, some mozzarella cheese, shredded, and some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Check out my corresponding blog post because I will try to put exact measurements. I went a bit crazy on the cream sauce here because there wasn't that much spinach, but it was still good. So you're just going to incorporate your spinach here, add some salt and pepper, and that's it. Okay, after 3 hours, this is what the ribs look like, and you're just going to want to brush some barbecue sauce on top of the ribs on both sides. You're going to want to put this under the broiler for 5 to 15 minutes. Just check it in 5-minute intervals. And here's Ben slicing it up. We love ribs in this household, and this was a huge hit. The children loved it, and this is everything served up together on the plate. As you can see, the spinach is a bit overly creamy, but I didn't mind. I thought it was still really good. Okay, next I'm sharing my taco salad recipe. So I used a freezer meal with the taco meat, and I will make that in large batches and freeze it. I'm cooking it in the slow cooker. The rest of the family is going to have tacos, but I'm kind of tired of them at this point, so I'm just having a taco salad for myself. But I just put a bed of tortilla chips, some shredded lettuce on top of that, and some of the taco meat on top of that. And now I'm just layering on some freshly grated cheddar cheese. along with some chopped tomatoes. These are still the beefsteak tomatoes from our garden, and they're really flavorful. Now I'm going to add some sliced olives and corn. And I'm just going to top it off with some red onions, which really give it a good crunchy, savory flavor. Going to crush a few more tortilla chips on top, squeeze lime juice over everything, and then I just made my own homemade ranch, just with the directions on the side of the ranch powder, and I'm just going to drizzle the ranch dressing on top. You could also use Thousand Island dressing or chipotle lime dressing or any kind of dressing you want really, but this is just so good. It's really fresh and crispy, and the lime juice adds a really nice acidic taste to this. So I enjoyed my taco salad. Okay, next I'm going to be making split pea soup in the Instant Pot. So I'm just taking some butter here, and I have it in the Instant Pot on the saute feature with some minced garlic, and I'm also putting a chopped onion in there as well. And I'm going to saute this for about 5 minutes. And I'm just showing you that I'm going to be adding ham, celery, and carrots. So then I'm going to add my ham to the onions and cook this for a few minutes more. You could also use a ham bone and not add diced ham, so it's up to you. You'll just have to take the ham bone out if you decide to do that. Now I'm going to add just over 4 cups of chicken broth into this mixture, and it's really tricky trying to film this by myself and do it with one hand. And now I'm going to add my vegetables. By the way, I took it off the saute function, so now it's just off. So I'm adding my vegetables, and this is about 2 cups to 1 pound of split peas that I rinsed and drained. That's the kind I like to buy. And this is a very economical meal. Split peas are not expensive. I'm just gonna add some coarsely ground pepper, and you could put a bay leaf in here as well. And I'm just going to close the lid on my Instant Pot and set it to sealing. And I'm going to cook this on high pressure for about 20 minutes. So this is what it looks like after the 20 minutes are over. And everything is cooked to perfection. The vegetables are still slightly chunky, but not too soft. It's wonderful. It's a great soup. And the more you stir it, the creamier it gets. I like a bit of a chunky texture. When we used to drive to my grandmother's house when I was a child, there was a restaurant that marked the halfway point called Anderson's Split Pea Soup. And whenever we drove past that restaurant, I wanted a bowl of split pea soup. So this is a very nostalgic meal for me. Okay, next I'm making a shrimp scampi linguini, and this is a very easy recipe. There's many variations to it. I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing here. Hey, I have a cameraman too. Ben decided to film this one for me, so it's not gonna be as shaky, which is great. So I just have some linguini noodles cooking on the pot. In my cast iron skillet, I have about 1/3 cup of oil and 1/3 cup of butter. And I'm just going to add some minced garlic to that. I'm just going to chop up some parsley. A lot of people ask me where I get this cutting board. That was a gift from my parents. I will try to find it and link it down below. But I love this herb cutting board, and I've had it for years. Okay, I'm using the lemon squeezer again. I'm telling you, I have a love-hate relationship with this thing, but anyway, I'm just squeezing some lemon juice in there, and I add some already cooked shrimp, or you can cook your shrimp in the sauce. It's up to you. Just remember, don't overcook your shrimp. And I added the parsley, and now I'm adding the noodles. I didn't put the entire box of noodles in here, but because I don't want it to be too dry. So I probably put about 1/3 of the box. And I'm just adding a bit more parsley, and I'm incorporating all of that and adding some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And this is what it looks like. You could also drizzle the pan juices over the shrimp. It is so, so good. I absolutely love this meal. So we served it with some garlic bread, and the whole family liked this. Some of the younger ones don't like shrimp, but they still ate the noodles. So I think it was a big hit. Okay, I've received so many questions on how we make our homemade pizzas. And I'm so sorry that I get so many emails, I cannot reply to all of them, and a lot of them ask the same questions. So sometimes when that happens, I'll just address it here on the video. So I have mentioned that we do make our own pizzas about once a week. The reason why I haven't shared our pizza recipe, because there's really nothing to it. I either buy a pizza dough from the grocery store, or I will buy a pizza crust already made from the grocery store. So I'm not making my own dough. I have made my own dough, but I haven't found a recipe that I like enough to share. So I'll just buy my own dough and roll it out according to the package instructions. You usually have to pre-bake the dough if you do buy it. And then on top of that, I put some pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, and whatever toppings we want. And so that'll just be pepperoni usually. And then we really like unusual toppings in this house. So we'll put pineapple, olives, bacon, different types of cheese, goat cheese, red onion, regular onion, just whatever we want on top of the pizza. And we will have pizza frequently. So that is the story with our pizza. There's nothing really special to it. Just try to find a dough or a pizza crust that you like and go with that. If you have a great pizza crust recipe, please leave it down for me in the comments below and maybe I could try to make it. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed those meals. I will definitely leave a link to my blog where all of the meals and recipes will be listed for your convenience. Now, I just want to briefly talk to you about building a prepper pantry, or some people call it a victory pantry. It just depends on how you want to look at it. But basically, for the Chic assignment, which is the monthly assignment we do here on the Daily Connoisseur, for Chic assignment number 3, we are going to be preparing our pantry for the upcoming change in season. But not only that, we're also preparing for the upcoming potential events that could be happening. And I'm not saying this as an alarmist, but I am, saying in all honesty that most of us remember a slight panic that we felt this past spring when there was a bunch of shortages in the stores and they didn't have what we needed. So we're going to be responsibly building up our pantry. This is not about hoarding food, it's just about preparing for the future. And I think if you do it right, you're not going to be wasting food. Best case scenario is that there's no shortages due to the pandemic or any other natural disasters. I live in Southern California, so we always have a prepper pantry just because of earthquakes and the type of things that can happen here. You might live in a place with hurricanes or other sorts of natural disasters that could happen. So it's just wise to be prepared. If you do a prepper pantry or a victory pantry correctly, you will be buying mainly food that you will use anyway. Now, I have 2 types of prepper foods. Number 1, I have one of those emergency preparedness, 25-year shelf life prepper food things. I don't really know what you call them. I have an Amazon store that I will leave linked down below for you, and it's going to have absolutely everything that I'm talking about down below, including all of the bulk items that you can find that I have in my pantry, as well as the 25-year shelf life and kind of emergency preparedness foods that I'm talking about. So check out that link and you'll find everything. But we basically have that type of thing, and we also have been stocking up our pantry a lot more than we normally would. There's 3 places that we go to stock up our pantry. The first one is Costco. So if we go to Costco just generally for a grocery haul, lately I've been stocking up a lot more than I normally would on canned goods and long-term shelf life items such as dried beans. We have a lot of dried pinto beans, dried rice, and things like that. You could get giant bags of flour and sugar at Costco. It's a great resource. Or Sam's Club or any sort of warehouse place like that. The second place that you can stock up on prepper pantry bulk items is something that you might not even realize, but Amazon has a lot of items and I get so much there. I get 12 packs of pasta. So we have elbow macaroni, fusilli, penne, linguini, and capellini pastas. All of these are 12 packs that you can get on Amazon, and they're pretty good prices too. We also stock up on things like 12 packs of evaporated milk, 12 packs of clams, 12 packs of just everything, pasta sauce, diced tomatoes, pantry staples like that. Now here's the thing, I know that we will use all of this food because I need it anyway. We run out of it so quickly, I'm always cooking. So I know that we're going to be using all of that. We might not need the evaporated milk, for example, but I feel very secure knowing that it's there at least. I also have things like powdered milk and those types of things that maybe people don't think of. in the Prepper Pantry, and all of this is from Amazon. The third place that you might not think about is a local restaurant supply store if you have one. Just do some research to find out one in your area. I wouldn't recommend ordering online. That's what I did, and the shipping is really expensive. But if you have one near you, and I know that there are a few in Los Angeles, for example, if you live near a major city, you're probably going to have one near you. So just do your research and you can potentially drive there and go shopping. So we have these gigantic cans of water-packed apples. They are not sweetened. This is not apple pie filling, it's just apples. So I think it'd be great if we ran out of fruit that we would have these. Or I could make apple pies with them in abundance, in perpetuity. We also have some peas from them as well. So check out your restaurant supply store. Something else to think of course, is stocking up on water, making sure you have enough vitamins and medicine. I have something that I found on Amazon and I bought it myself and I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's a fire cider. Now my friend Mary from Mary's Nest makes her own fire cider and I'm thinking of doing that too. But I haven't done it yet. Anyway, I bought this fire cider and I just love it. But it's got a very spicy, hot, savory umami taste to it, okay? So it's not gonna be for everybody, but I love this thing. I bet Mary's homemade one tastes even better. But I have that. I've got my vitamins and I like those apple cider vinegar gummies and things like that. So I have all of those stocked up, including the children's vitamins and Ben's vitamins in the pantry as well. So definitely check out the link to my Amazon store down below, as well as my corresponding blog post. I'll put more thoughts there if I forgot anything in this video. But the idea is to just stock up and just build up a nice supply over time of food that you can have in your pantry and start practicing on how you can make that food. Now, I have a lot of friends on YouTube who have also done Prepper Pantry videos, namely Robin from Faith and Flour, Denise from This and That with Denise Jordan, Mary from Mary's Nest, Kimmy from She's in Her Apron. I think my friend Kim from Frida Family is going to do one as well. So I will leave all of my resources down below for my friends who have done videos on this subject as well. And that is it. I would love to know your plans for your pantry. And what term do you prefer? Do you prefer Prepper Pantry or Victory Pantry? If you made it to the end of this video, please let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Daily Connoisseur. I hope that you enjoy my Meals of the Week video. I enjoy doing them for you, so it's a win-win situation. I know several of you have said that you have made the meals and that they have been a big success. So thank you. If you do make the meals, please let me know, and I would love to hear your progress. Take care, everyone, and I will see you next time on The Daily Connoisseur.